Good morning, folks. Peter Carroll, good morning. Manic Magic, how's it going, Trevor? Ari, how you doing, brother? D90, good morning. Nancy Jones, good to see you again. Hopes, I know most of you already in the chat's already saw the live streams this morning with the sunrise. Wasn't that sunrise beautiful here in Virginia? That was an awesome sunrise. So anyway, and Jimbo above and beyond had a beautiful sunrise too. So hope y'all doing well this morning. I got my coffee with my Grumpy Vlogger cup. I'm wearing my Grumpy Vlogger shirt and my 400 AGL hat. I don't have my Rodney Bell cup with me this morning, but I do have something that I got in the mail, which was a complete surprise. I don't know who sent it to me, and I will show that here in a minute. But anyway, hope you all are doing good. I sent a link out to some of you, Manic, Ari. I expect Above and Beyond to be coming on anytime soon. Anybody else that would like to join the stream, just post your email and I'll send you the link. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful, if hot, day here today. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right there, Nancy. Keep on hanging in there, girl. So, getting dinner out of the oven. All right. Manic's having dinner. Okay. Coming right to you. Peter, give that a shot and you can take down your email now. Hugh, good morning.
Good morning, my crazy friend.
Hey, who's crazy? Michael are crazy.
I tell you, Rodney, when I first called you guys, I had the normal blue, that blue antenna that lights up and says you're live, and it's going 30, 29 frames a second. So I'm like, I couldn't see it on my little tablet that you helped me set up so I can see my chat going. So I went in and I changed the key. I reset the key, and then I typed that new one in. Where the hell did I put my coffee? I just made me a brand new Rodney Bell coffee. I don't know what I did with it.
Well, I don't know what you did with it.
I'm on cup number 2. So I threw up the third battery, and she wasn't like, 5,000 feet away. And the stupid iPad disconnected from the controller.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh no, it for some reason, if the wire moves even a little bit, it'll disconnect from the iPad Mini.
So you got wire?
I got other wires to use, but this is a nice. It's a 1 foot wire that I get from a place called Five Below. Cheap, but it's a perfect size, perfect length. Hello, Peter.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Rodney.
Peter, welcome
How you
to
going?
the stream. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you all going?
I think Jim and I are doing okay. Of course, I can't really speak for Jim, but he just got off a live stream with Michael on the phone.
Great sunrises this morning.
The Jim and Michael comedy hour. That's what we're gonna start calling it.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Pete was on there, Rodney. He made it to the.
Oh yeah.
What, Peter? Did you catch Les going up?
Yeah, he was only up for about 5 minutes or so. Yeah.
I tried to catch it, and he said he didn't go on.
Okay, yeah. He wasn't there for long. Yeah.
Was he as bad as I was last week? That humidity was so bad.
It was pretty hazy where he was. He just sort of got up a bit and had a bit of a look around and went back down again.
Yeah.
Wasn't much of a sunrise, so.
That's what happened to me. Maybe you can catch Philly Mike before he does his 9 o'clock treadmill there, Rodney.
Well, I'll catch you.
I think he said, you guys have a chin wag for a second. I'm going to find my coffee.
Can't believe you lost your Rodney Bell cup.
They're a treasured item, I hear.
So, how's the weather there in Australia?
Wasn't too good today. It's the middle of winter here, but been reasonably fine. But today we had a cold front went through and strong winds and heavy rains. Well, a bit of heavy rain this afternoon, but it's all cleared away now.
Yeah,
looks like being pretty good for the next week or so.
Yeah, Trevor's been saying that it's been or not Trevor, Ice Spike.
Yeah,
he posted the other day, yesterday or the day before, that it was like 2 centigrade.
Yeah.
Wow.
He put another video up earlier about he was out there in the early morning with frost all over his car. So
that's 36 degrees for us.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry.
Good morning.
Wasn't too good today. It's the middle of winter here, but been reasonably fine. But today we had a cold front went through and strong winds and heavy rains. Well, a bit of heavy rain this afternoon, but it's all cleared away now.
Yeah.
Looks like being pretty good for the next week or so.
Yeah. Trevor's been saying that it's been or not Trevor, Ice Spike.
Yeah.
He posted the other day.
Repeat.
Before that it was like 2 centigrade.
Yeah.
Wow.
He put another video up earlier about he was out there in the early morning with frost all over his car. So
that's 36 degrees for us.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry.
Good morning.
Today is the middle of winter here, but been reasonably fine. But today we had a cold front went through.
Someone needs to mute a mic or something.
I'm only on Hangouts. I don't have YouTube up.
It could be me, guys. I'm not as sharp as I normally am. Hello, Jim,
Oh,
Peter, and everybody in the chat, and Trevor as well. I hope we're all well.
Good morning, Trevor. So let me show you guys something. Yesterday, I went by to pick up my wife's grandkids, and we got home, and Liz said, "Hey, Rodney, you got a package." Well, I got this in the mail yesterday.
Oh, whose is that?
I have no idea. It's
the Navy.
It's a Navy cup. I have no idea who sent it to me.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It is.
It looks nice.
Wow.
So
now, have you tried? Does it hold as much as yours or more?
No, it's about the same size as mine.
Yeah, because it tapers down skinnier at the bottom. Do you have to unscrew it?
No, it pulls out. Just pulls out.
It's the same as yours.
And it's got like a little.
You can close the cap.
Yeah, you can close the cap. Plus it's deep on the lid, so if you get some in there, it doesn't
It's not all over you.
Yeah.
You can slurp it out a bit.
Yeah, my granddaughter always says to me, Papa, you got coffee on your shirt.
Probably not going to be drinking out of this anyway. It's too pretty.
That is
It is
beautiful.
too pretty. Today, Rodney, I drank hot liquid out of your cup for the first time,
All right.
and it nearly burnt my mouth on my last mouthful. That's how hot it kept.
It's beautiful, isn't it? What a cup.
Right to the end, it was steaming hot.
Ari's back.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sorry, guys. I needed to refresh, and of course, on Hangouts, if you refresh, it disconnects you.
Ari, you look like you need to be refreshed.
You tired, Ari?
Yeah, all right. No, look, I will address this now. I've spoken to a few people privately. I won't be around much in the coming weeks. I'll be going into hospital. It may be as early as tomorrow, although I'm trying to hang out till Tuesday my time. Got a couple of things I've got to do. I'm ill again, as you can hear. This is about the fourth time in 2 months, and they want me in the hospital. You know, I've got a couple of tumours, lung missing, and other problems that you're all aware of, and so it opens up a whole gamut of things. When I start going ill repeatedly, they want to know why. So also, you know, I've been told that I'm just chronically overdoing it for a start. So, you know, I'm trying to let people know I've basically totally withdrawn from social media, because that's eating up 3 or 4 hours of my day every day. Removed it from my mobile devices. So the way to contact me is via email. I will continue with one broadcast a week, which is the Monday one my time, Sunday evening US. So that's another reason I'm hanging off till Tuesday. And I will join other broadcasts when I can, which, you know, might be 2 or 3 a week, some weeks, and it may not be at all others. I don't want anyone panicking. I don't think that it's anything sinister. I think that I've just been burning everything chronically at both ends for too long, and I'm not 30 anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorry to hear that. Hope it all turns out well. We're going to miss you though.
It's all right. You know, I can always do a Ken Heron and stream from hospital, although not while I'm doing a colonoscopy. No, don't anyone worry.
I don't think anybody would want to see that, Ari.
But if you do, just fly your drone in there, top him, get the big drone out.
That's it, mate. Yeah. Look, yeah, I just want, my biggest worry is people thinking that I'm being rude and falling off the end of the earth, where I'm not. But, you know, I've got a finite amount of energy to expend, and, you know, I haven't put up any videos in a couple of months, and I'm not spending the time I should with the kids. So, you know, time to get real about this. So that's it. And Rodney, that cup of yours is an utter thing of beauty. It's nice to see that somebody is appreciating you, because you certainly deserve it, sir.
Yeah.
I think maybe I might know who might have sent it, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to mention any names.
No worries.
So, but
That's a good.
anyway, it's a beautiful cup. Wow. All I can say is wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
It is.
And Ari, you got to take care of your health, man. Health is first. Forget us.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
No, look, I don't see it that way, Jim. I don't want to make a big belabor of it. You guys know, if the doctor's right, I've been dead 3 times now. I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. But it's just not fun being sick all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
That's it. Oh dear. So and I haven't got the chat up too. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm really not with it today.
I know. I didn't do that either. I got to do that.
Yeah, I've got chat.
Yeah. So and I haven't got the chat up.
Yeah. Speaking of the chat, I want to give a shout out to a couple of people. Centroid, welcome to the stream. If you're going to be around for a while, I'm going to send you a link. Mrs. Green Thumb, welcome. Les.
So many good people here.
Oh yeah, RC Crazy. Hey Eric, how's it going, brother?
Another
Rick Albert.
very good person.
Rick Halber is so nice, man. He's in all of
Yeah.
our streams.
I know.
Rick Halber.
Good to see you, Rick. I did get your message the other day. I just haven't replied. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And Mark and Les and RC
Yeah.
Crazy. I should remember your name, sir, but I'm terrible with names. And look, there's that Drone Effects guy. I should remember.
Yeah, I know. He's,
Lord have mercy.
I'm such a jerk to him.
Hey, there's Claude. Good morning, Claude.
That's who I'm referring to, Rodney, when I said I'm such a jerk to him.
Yeah. Well, I haven't, this week I've been so busy that I haven't, this is probably this morning and now is probably the only time I've been on YouTube for any length of time. It's been a busy week at work and stuff. And so it's time to relax as much as you can.
Now, when you don't see Rodney every day, what happens when you don't see Rodney? You get a call from Jim.
Yeah.
I had to call him and say, Rodney, are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah.
So I don't remember. I think I was on Claude's channel and I said I read back what you said. You're busier than a cat with a long tail and a room full of rocking chairs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Claude tried to stream yesterday he's in the upper Michigan house now. And man, you want to see bad internet? He was at 0.24.
Oh,
Wow, I've been getting to look into that. That's for sure. I've been catching up on little bits and pieces here. I heard that Philly lost his replacement Mavic 2 Pro.
Yeah,
that it took a plunge, and it's been all happening. Apart from health, I've had a good week. I got a call from my DJI dealer, Nick, and I went down to see him on Friday, and he handed me a box which I get to play with now. I mean, as of what's the date today? As of the day after tomorrow, it will be legal for me to use one of these in Australia with a spotter. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. Assuming I'm not in hospital. I'll try it from the hospital if I have to. I'll fly it up and down the wards, chase the nurses.
You know who else lost the drone this week?
No.
Matt North.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Really?
that was a couple of
Well, I think he crashed it. He crashed. I know he crashed. I don't know if he lost it, but
Matt specializes in the beauty spots in southern Queensland. Matt only lives about 20 minutes from me. We keep missing each other. We're trying to get together. But he does a lot of the national parks, and he specializes in waterfalls and this sort of thing, and does a beautiful job. And he ditched his Mavic Pro into a creek. He did manage to recover it to some degree. I offered him my Mavic Air. I'm not using it much, but from what I saw in his video today, he's bought another Mavic Pro, so he's back and operating again. He's a great guy. He makes me laugh. He's really good.
He passed through my town only a few months back, and we missed each other. He would have passed 500 meters away from where I live.
He emailed me last Saturday. He said, if you're not doing anything, I'm going out this morning flying, and I got the email about 30 minutes after I went out. I was so dirty about it.
Because he was down in Adelaide at the time taking some photos, drone shots with a friend down there. And he passed through my town on the way home.
I went and picked up, I was feeling a bit better than this morning. I went and picked up my dad for my usual Saturday thing. I always pick up my dad and take him out on Saturday. And I took a drone and I let him, he's the first person to use the FPV glasses. I put them on his head while I flew it. And I was getting some footage of a 150-foot crane. And I'm hovering in this crane yard, which is closed for the day. And I saw something flash past my field of view on the tablet. I thought, what the hell is that? And then I thought it was a bird or a swallow. And then again a minute later, so I swiveled the camera down, and there directly underneath my drone, he must have been the watchman or something, was this guy throwing fist-sized half bricks at my drone.
Oh, no.
Really?
So I casually drove around there at about 97 miles an hour and explained to the clown that, you know, if he hit my drone, that I was going to report him to CASA because it's a federal offence, and how would you like to spend a year in jail? Things got a little bit warm under the collar, you know, and I know that I must be looking particularly lukewarm when my 80-year-old father seemed to frighten him more than I did.
Oh, man. I see Eric in the chat's going to a show today. That should be exciting.
So what's the deal there, Manic?
My water pump stopped, so I can come back on now.
Did you see my comment, Jim, about when you went over the top of on your stream today, where I said Walmart is your friend for all your plumbing needs?
Yes, I did. Thank you for that, Trevor.
Only just a bit cheeky, that's all.
Had to get all those parts, and then on top of it, get a plumber.
Mm.
So Claude had his unique H plus. He had a GPS problem, so he took it apart, put the GPS back together, and it was working the other day on his live stream. He was able to calibrate it, and he just said it crashed up at the.
Is that the one that Claude did the mod and moved the receiver up on top of the carapace?
Yes, yes. And
Oh,
then he had to
dear.
send it back to Unique because it did that crash. And now it crashed again, but it said it didn't all break apart.
It's still not funny. Yeah, I hope it's not too expensive. You know, that's the one. I'm pretty sure that's the one that sat under his, you know, in his house for about 8 months before they came to the party and repaired it when it was new. That's a hoodoo drone, that one. I'd fix it and sell it quick.
Because it's had problems.
He said they had replaced everything on it but that GPS.
So
card.
it's jinxed. We use the term jinxed. Do you use that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't break apart though this time. Last time he said he lost 6 props.
Oh, no.
I think it's somebody this week. I think it might have been Peter, actually, who said that his Phantom was giving him all sorts of dramas. I read in somebody's comment. Was it you, Peter, or somebody else?
No, it wasn't me. No.
Well,
Must have been.
my P4P, I noticed the last 2 Saturday sunrises when I brought it down that the video, I could see the camera look like it's vibrating or shaking. So I got to figure that one out. So this morning I used my Spark.
What the heck would cause that?
Well, I know what it'd be causing on a Mavic because I've done service on those, and the gimbal is stabilized by rubber bands.
Mm.
So when that starts to happen, you've snapped a rubber band or they're getting a bit
I've heard
worn.
that.
I have not done any service on Phantom 4s yet, but if they're stabilized the same way, that's what it'll be.
JAS Aerial, you know, Jeff, he does work on them.
I try
If
not
anybody-
to.
Oh yeah, Jeff
Sills.
Seals. Yeah, Jeff Seals.
Yeah.
He does some good work on rebuilding drones.
In
Yeah,
fact, he's got Ken
Yes.
Harris.
Yeah.
He rebuilt that, and he rebuilt someone else's.
Was it
Mavic.
Bill Kyle?
Mike Roche.
Mm.
Mike Roche, he's got his too.
I've got him on Facebook, and we chat sometimes.
Rodney, you might want to read that last comment by Rick Halver.
Oh.
In the box it came in.
There we go.
Oh, Rick.
Rick, did you hear us admiring that cup?
This,
Why am I not surprised?
this is the only thing that came with it, Rick.
No note in the box?
No.
Do you reckon he? Oh, I don't want to say anything, just in case it's a surprise.
Rick, can you come on? I can send
Yes,
you a link.
please. Yeah, get him on.
Yeah,
And it's good to see you, Carol. Pete, haven't seen you on the stream yet.
No, this is only the second one I've done. I was on with
Yeah.
Old Man and the Drone about a week and a half or so ago.
I might have missed that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
caught
Good to
you.
meet-
I was on with you on that one, I think.
Good to meet you. That's all.
Yeah, it's nice to meet everyone. I've been hanging around for a long time, so I thought I
Oh, you have?
might as well join in. Yeah.
Sorry, Rodney. Go on.
So lashed out and bought a webcam, and here I am.
hey, I want to say hello to Nunya. He's just joined the stream. Welcome to the stream, my
He
friend.
was on Roland Thiessen's stream yesterday, Drone TV. Roland does a 4-shot. He's got him in the middle in a little circle, and then he puts 4 guys around him. It's pretty cool.
I watch it a lot. It's good. It's
That's
something
right.
different.
Trevor, everywhere I went yesterday, I found you.
Yeah,
Or you found me.
I don't sleep. That's why I was crook for the last 2 days. I was crook because I burnt too many candles at the wrong ends. At the both ends, I should say.
No, I didn't see your daughter, Sienna.
I was everywhere, and I was on Nate's channel all night. And man, thank God he sent me the email now, and it's finished.
I thought you guys were never going to end.
I know. Every time it was really good. Oh, I'm going to do some more, though, so it's more dynamic. Oh my God, I'm thinking.
Rick
Okay.
is
So I just found out. Rick, thank you very much for this cup, brother. It is absolutely awesome.
Oh, isn't it?
Rick
ever?
Albert's the one that sent me the cup.
Is he in your email, Rodney?
Yes, he is. I sent him a link, but
Okay.
he's not able to come on. He said he was still in bed. Must be nice to.
he's in bed.
Well, of course. I mean, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning out there where he's at.
It's 8:16 here.
And if I remember correctly, he
10 p.m. here.
on our sunrise live streams too. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's he
He's a
at?
really good supporter, he is.
He's in California.
Oh, they're 3 hours different from me. So yeah, it's 5:16 there.
I forget exactly where he is in California.
He's a beautiful man, he is.
He is. He's a good guy.
I
We've
worry
met
when
so
you
many good people here. Sorry, Ari.
We worry when you say things like that about people. You know,
Oh, do
Trevor.
you? We're
we've
relaxed.
heard what
It's not a
a
big
passion
deal.
in your
Organized confusion. Who's that, Rodney?
I'm sorry.
Who's organized confusion? I'm not familiar with the name.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Well,
Good morning,
Mark.
Mark.
there's Mark.
Don't know what there. Let's see. My camera's not working. There we go.
You had to OBS it?
No. I just I am messing around with OBS. Oh, my camera. Well, regardless, I had to come on here. I saw that you sent me the link. I appreciate that, Rodney. And and hello to everybody on the panel. And Ari, I heard what was going on. I wish you the best, man. You'll be sorely missed, and hopefully your return will be
I'll be here.
expeditious.
I'll be here as much as I can, but you know, I don't have any inpatient plans with the hospital this week. You know, it's in during the day and out at night. But you know what it's like. I have one set of plans, they have another.
Of course.
I'll be fine. Thanks for the good.
No problem. I actually am moving in about an hour to another house about 3 blocks away because my wife likes it better there.
3
What did
blocks
Charles
away?
Yeah. It's our third move in 2 years. I'm thrilled about it.
Gee, I can imagine.
But she's sweet in the pot. She hired a moving company this time. She knows my back isn't up to what it used to be, so I'm not 30 either. And
Yeah.
too many years of roofing and bringing shingles up to roofs have taken its toll on my back.
I
So
can only
Is
imagine.
that what you did before you became a teacher?
I did it while I was teaching too.
Oh my goodness.
I had a small construction company for a few years with a buddy, and we did all kinds of stuff. But roofing was a mainstay. So
You got paid more doing the roofing than you did teaching, huh?
not once New York State took their liability insurance from me and their workers' comp for it. So
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, New York State's ridiculous. That's why we stopped. It's almost impossible to be a small business like that, especially in construction in New York State, because workman's compensation for that kind of risk is ridiculously high.
Yeah.
So
Well, the way New York puts it, they want people to come in. They want people to bring their businesses.
oh yeah, you got to be a multi-billion-dollar business though.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll sweeten the pot for those guys. They won't do it for the little guy.
Hey, guys, I'm not using any earplugs this time. Am I okay?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hear you.
Good. Thank you.
Extremely good.
So
And,
Organized Confusion is another drone flyer like us. I had never met him before.
and
Jim, there's no one like us, mate.
you can say that again. And Eric, RC Crazy, you have your drone torn apart. Well, this is the second one I've had apart. Let's see, you can see it right there. I'm just soldering some wires to it. It's fine. It just had a loose wire, but always
That's the one you just built, Mark?
Oh no. This one just lost a wire. This is the one I just built.
That I saw you and Louis P. Floyd?
Yeah, this one I gave it its maiden flight yesterday, and it flies very well. So
Is it 5-inch?
Yep, they're all 5 inches, and yep.
Is that a session camera?
Yes, it's GoPro Sessions 4. I can't afford, for multiple reasons, I don't want to buy the really expensive ones because number one, I'm going to break it.
Yeah.
And number two, I'm not good enough to really justify having high quality video yet. I like to hide my sins. But
we all have a budget, right?
Yep, exactly. And like the other two, it's already made its first tree landing yesterday. Thank God it wasn't tall enough where I needed to use the pole, but I got it back pretty easily.
I have found in my experience, it's not the tree that kills my aircraft. It's the damn fall from the tree.
Well, these things are pretty resilient, I got to say. I've knocked it out of 30 feet and tried to catch it, and it bounced off branches, and it landed, and they're fine. But it's funny, it's like anything else, though. It can crash real hard, nothing happened, then all of a sudden it'll bump something gently, and you're chasing demons to get it to work again. It's part of the excitement and the fun that I've signed on to.
I was on a stream with Nunya yesterday. I was watching, and I forget, it was either him or someone else had 3 Marmoth frames in a row broke on them.
Yeah, if it's the one, there's an Armament. Yeah, I think it's the Marmot or whatever. Yeah, apparently they have they use some high grade space age type fiber. But the problem is it's not flexible, from what I understand. Because I know few other people who have literally exploded them on impact.
Yes.
So
I don't think carbon fiber is a particularly good material for this sort of thing. Carbon fiber is got a very high tensile strength, but it's brittle on impact.
Yeah, well, this particular stuff's even more so. But the good thing is, if I'm not mistaken, they have lifetime warranties. So you call them and they send you a new frame. But holy moly, I wouldn't. I'd be sending them back every week.
But that's exactly what he did. He hit a tree, and when I say he hit a tree, he hit the leaves. It was the fall that broke the thing.
Yeah, it just depends on how it lands, and and if it hits stiff enough, so who knows.
So Mark, do you find this therapeutic? Because you do it a lot.
Flying, absolutely. It is a complete escape for me. I enjoy it thoroughly. I fly whenever I can. Building, yes. It's definitely, well, the repairs are kind of therapeutic too, unless it's getting in the way of flying. Then I just get angry. But I got to say, it's definitely not therapeutic on the pocketbook.
No, I can imagine.
Here, I'll just. I told Eric I just wanted to show you guys this. This is my. I was told not to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. See that right there?
The box of parts, yeah.
Those are a box of spent parts. Some of them props, but few motors, cracked frame. There's a few things in there that I'm collecting
That-
for posterity.
That's a violation of the gospel according to Hadley.
Yes.
Nancy, I thought that we had all heard about that idiot hitting the Space Needle, but I didn't know that they banned them completely from Seattle. How can
Somebody
you do that?
thrown into the Space Needle?
How can you ban drones? It's a federal.
No, you can ban drones. Syracuse, you're not allowed to fly in Syracuse at all in the city. Limits.
How is that legal?
It's whatever they want to make it. They can make it a no-fly zone for drones.
If you've got the money to take it to the Supreme Court, you might be able to get it overturned. Good luck.
Yeah, that's it. They can make the law. You'd have to do the legwork to change it, but you'd have to spend a lot of money, do-re-mi, to get there.
Mm.
We have that same thing here in Australia. It's no different. We've got 3 levels of government: local, state, and then the Commonwealth. And one says you can, and one says you can't, and half the time you're left wondering.
The only one I knew about was North Carolina. They wanted a separate North Carolina license. Here in the States, anyway. That's the only one I knew of.
I mean, it's probably more federal, but our county parks, you're not even allowed to fly unless you apply for a permit. Our county parks where people go and hike.
Yeah, I can go. I can understand parks.
They can make their own. They can make their all their own rules.
Wherever there's going to be kids, I can understand that. But throughout a whole city, no.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how Philly. I mean, Philly does a great job with what he does, but like I said, I could never get away with what he's doing at Syracuse. They'd be all over me like crazy.
Even what Jim was doing this morning, sitting in a chair out the front of your driveway and flying over the neighborhood, that would get us pinged here pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's had the cops here several times, Ari. Don't let me kid you.
Oh, but the difference is over here that CASA could do you for it. That's a violation of a number of their rules. A problem. And I suppose as I mentioned before, the rules change the day after tomorrow. I'll be able to use my FPV goggles and things like that with a spotter, but also for other people, it changes in more difficult ways now. From then, even recreational pilots will require a basic level license, and registration will be coming in. Well, I haven't received an email to tell me that it's on track for the day after tomorrow, so I don't know.
What did they decide your registration fee was going to be?
Well, if you're a recreational pilot, it will be $20 all you can eat for a year, so it wouldn't matter how many drones you have.
Oh, okay.
If you're like me and you're a commercial operator, they're still dickering, but last I heard it was going to be $160 per aircraft per year.
Oh, Jesus. That sounds like New York State there. They make it almost impossible for you to actually make a living doing that.
Well, what were you saying, Mark, about, they'll help the billion-dollar companies, the Amazons who want to do drone delivery. If I was to register every one of my aircraft commercially the day after tomorrow, that's $1,400 they want out of me. And well, it's not happening. I can tell. I'll register 1 or 2 as commercial and the rest as recreational.
$5 is our registration fee for each aircraft for a 2-year period.
And if you're not 107, you only have to pay it once for all your drones. If you are 107, you have to pay for every drone. But still, it's not it's nothing like $120 a year.
Right.
Crying out loud or whatever Ari said.
Yeah, I'm not crying.
I want to welcome Golden Retro and Movies into the chat.
I've seen him on, I think it was a video calling show. Not sure.
Yes, yeah, I've seen him there too.
I think he may have even been on Rod's show once.
So, Mark, and Rodney, I've had an interesting flight the other day. The FAA no longer takes phone calls at air traffic control towers from any recreational flyers whatsoever. The problem is, as a commercial 107 pilot, I was within a mile of the airport, and I called, as I usually do, to let them know that I was going up. The man said, "We don't take calls on these anymore," and he hung up.
Well, you made your call.
Yeah, I made my call, and I have my wide area airspace authorization, so I flew it.
Yeah.
So we don't have Lank here. You know, Orlando and Melbourne airports, we don't have the Lank system.
hmm
So
But that's
all
the
I
way
had
they're
was
going. Is that
advising the air traffic control.
they want everybody to get all clearances through Lank, or at least that's the final
Right.
aim, is it not?
Right, but the problem is they don't have Lank at every airport.
Look, I ring when on the rare. I've like you. I've got the aeronautical radio operator certificate and everything to fly up to the movement areas of the airfield. So I always ring the tower, but I haven't had any bad receptions yet. They're always really very polite and professional, and they're just happy to be informed. But it's only a matter of time before government red tape ruins that.
Well, it seemed like this air traffic controller was all too happy to make that statement to me and hang up.
Well, he was happy not to have to deal with it, but he didn't make the distinction between commercial and hobby. But
Right.
again, you did your thing, and not saying that you'd be covered, but
Well, the nice thing is all my phone calls are recorded.
well, there you go.
I have to delete them. They're
Well-
automatically recorded.
Well, I wouldn't delete
You-
that one.
You're covered, mate. If it turns out sticky, when it's investigated, you'll be able to say that you did your part
That's
for
right.
safety.
And on top of it, like I said, I have the wide area airspace authorization, which actually goes through that airport. They're notified of it. So we'll find out. I mean,
Well,
if
it's
they want to
looking-
keep
the one
making
thing-
the rules, they have to make it feasible.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that is for sure is that I've been looking very carefully at the various regimens that are in UK and Canada and America and here, and they're all very, very similar. And of course, we're all signatories to Janus, which I don't think is any coincidence. I think the one thing that we can bank out on is it's not going to get easier.
You're right.
Uh,
And like everything else, it's they're going after the wrong people.
Yep.
They're restricting the wrong people.
making it harder on the legal flyers.
hmm
Yeah.
The people are actually responsible.
Isn't that always the way? It's the same with. Well, I'm not going to get it
Yeah.
political.
No, I knew where
know
you
what
were
I'm
going with.
talking
Yeah, I
about,
knew where
yeah.
you were going with that.
Yeah. It's not the good
Well,
guys that are screwing things up.
When registration starts, that's always a sign that it's going to be a loss of freedoms pretty soon thereafter.
Well, your new birds are all coming out. Like my birds in the back here have remote ID and ADSB in. Gee, I wonder what the remote
See,
ID is for.
Well, ADSB is going to be pointless here because it's not mandated in Australia that all aircraft have to have transponders.
Well,
And
they
the only ones
mandated it here, but it's a 30-year-old technology.
Well, look, it works. I don't care how old it is, but the only time I nearly had a collision with an aircraft was I was helping do a survey of a solar station in Maryborough, Susan River, and it's about 13 k's from the airport, and there was a lot of bushfires. It was the end of 2018. We had a lot of bushfires,
Right.
and we were just getting ready to put the aircraft up, and two of those, what do they call them, air tractors went by. And they weren't more than 200 feet. They were obviously saving fuel, not climbing to 400 or above on their way to the drop zone. But I monitor for the transponders, and there was nothing. They did not have a transponder. They're not required to have a transponder. If I'd have been up, it would have been very, very close. I was with the other operator. We were doing a safety survey. That annoys me.
Did you see Hugh's video, Asgard Studios?
No.
He was flying at a beach cove, and right where he was flying 5 minutes ago, because he still had his camera rolling, it looked like a 727 size aircraft flew low and right over that same area he was just flying in. That big an aircraft.
Well, that was the C-130s.
Yeah.
Was it a C-130?
Yeah, and in fact, there were two of them, 2 or 3.
Yeah. That's a big old bird, the C-130.
It is.
Golden
like
Retro comment, the idiots who fly in the aircraft spoil it for the rest of us. Yes, to a point. But, there are people like there's two of us in this chat here, Jim and myself, who have the certifications to fly in airports. And, I've done my full examinations for that to the level of a private pilot. I understand approach and holding patterns and everything else. I'm no problem. The ones that are the issues. We go to JB Hi-Fi, Walmart in the US, whatever, pick up a drone and just fly. And registration is not going to fix them. They're going to continue to fly under. And even if they make you register your drone before you leave the shop, there's still hundreds of thousands of them out there being sold on the second-hand market. It's not going to get any better.
Yeah.
We have an issue here in central New York, and we always get calls because I'm involved with the CNY drones. And they never call CNY drones to help them. They always call to question or figure certain things out. A lot of the professional fire departments have gone to using drones for certain things, and you wouldn't believe how many Inspire 2s this one particular fire department has gone through because nobody seems to know how to fly them properly. And so now you got professionals who are learning how to fly drones and they can't even do it. It's like, how do you crash a drone? I mean, I know you can crash them, but you listen to the stories and it's 99% pilot error, and you don't have to crash. Yeah, and it's like it's flying. Yeah, and so these guys, it's like, what, you're wasting your money. Don't even get the drones. They've kind of mothballed them for the time being till they figure out how they're going to train their pilots. And we're like, well, why don't you have one of our guys come over there and show you how to do it? And and it's municipal, so I don't even think they charge them. They want to help, and they're just like, well, we're just wondering about this and wondering about that. It's like, well, you should be wondering about who you're choosing to fly these drones. I think they blame the drones more than anything else. It's Inspire 2s are not cheap drones to be just throwing money at just to experiment with.
No, yeah, they're probably not the ideal drone for the purpose either, Mark.
No, they're probably not. I mean, you probably want something smaller anyway.
Yeah, something with longer duration. A Mavic, especially the fire department. As much as I don't think a lot of them for high resolution, a Mavic 2 dual, Enterprise dual with the thermal would probably be the go.
Absolutely, with all the options. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if they can get in close, because that Lepton sensor is a piece of junk. But don't tell anybody I said that.
But I mean, even the Zoom too. I mean, that has applications for them. So so they don't even bother to ask what drone should we get. They just get the latest, greatest, and think it's going to meet their needs. And
probably have some sales rep.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Licking
I agree with you, Jim. The sensors on the dual Enterprise dual is not great. 160 pp res, but it at least shows them the hot spots in the building and that sort of thing. It's good at their use.
They actually flew an Inspire. Get this, they actually flew an Inspire into the wreckage of a building that they had put out to investigate something, and crashed it
inside.
And they asked they actually asked the police department to send in their dogs to find the drone. The police department was like, no.
Are you kidding?
They're like, no.
Hey, let's take a small break. I want to welcome John DiNardo and Nacho Rolling into the chat.
Morning, Dennis. John.
Good morning, John. Good morning, Dennis. How are you guys doing today?
John, you're in trouble. They were remarking on Drone Hub the other night that they hadn't seen you in a while. I'm joking, of course. They're not in trouble, but they were wondering where you were.
Roger did a late night one yesterday.
I think he's just enthralled with the whole Zoom thing.
He loves that Zoom.
I think he's enjoying it. So,
and of course, Paul, the infamous Paul Murray, is. All right, never mind.
No, I'm very impressed with Zoom. I went as far as going to the web page and making an account and getting ready to buy the server option, which is $20.99 Australian. And then I realized, this is yesterday, I realized, what the hell are you doing? You're going to be in the hospital all next week. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to stream enough to make it worth my while. But look, if I'm going to be streaming once Hangouts goes away, Zoom is definitely top of the pops as where I'm going to be going.
Yeah, and he doesn't pay much. He's only paying $20
a month. Yeah.
And can I make a public service announcement? Not to, I love Zoom and I would get it too, but I gotta keep the money for spare parts. That's my joke right now. I myself am gonna stick to Skype, but I think people have this misconception that they have to, if they're gonna join a panel, that Skype is gonna be a problem because of its bandwidth requirements. Although it is more than Zoom, I'm sure. The burden really is on the person hosting the show. So if you have a reasonable computer and decent upload speed, and not even a lot, I'm not like 20 or anything. You could get away with 5 or 6, if that. Probably 2 or 3 to run a Zoom call. If you're just on the show as a guest, Skype is not going to be an issue for you. It was for me when I was trying to have 3 or 4 people on the panel. That's for sure.
Yeah,
with OBS. With OBS.
2 is okay through OBS. What's Skype?
Oh well, now with my computer, I could probably run 4 or 5, no problem. But I would like to do Zoom, but right now I'm going to try to go on the cheap and stick with that if I have to work on Skype and get it dialed in. But
if you use the free Zoom, you can only have one person.
Agreed. That's what I heard.
I have my OBS set up where I can have 2 people on Skype.
And you only got limited hours, Jim.
Is there a limit on it?
Hours you're allowed to use it on? Where if you have the paid version, you get 36 hours straight.
For what? Which one is limited?
For the paid version. When you pay $20 or $15, you can have up to 36 hours straight. Where the one-on-one Zoom, you're only limited to a few hours, 45 minutes, I think it is.
Really? So free? Oh, wow.
Very limited.
They both support 100 people, but the free one is 40 minutes.
Yeah,
and
40
I'm looking
minutes,
at it. Yeah. But you're totally correct, Mark, about the bandwidth issue. For anybody who's joining a stream, you'll be fine. But for myself, for example, I'm coming perilously close to my monthly allowance on 4G data. I can't do it all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I've got 1 megabit uplink on a good day.
Yeah.
So if I'm hosting
Zoom would be your option then. Absolutely. I love Zoom. Don't get me wrong. It's just I'm really cheap right now.
As well as since last week only, now they have added options of being able to do a background screen like mine, virtual cam, and a whole heap of other aspects where they didn't have a week ago. So it's more enticing to a lot of customers.
Well, they'd be crazy not to with the population of people on YouTube who are streaming and stuff. So they're doing the right thing to market their product and adapt it so they can do that kind of stuff.
It's all based on the conference calling apps like WebEx and GoToMeeting.
Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir. Sorry, Rodney. Bad habit.
Fly Natural made a comment. He says, Centroid, I thought you were cleaning your gun for a second.
Oh, my days of guns are over. All my money's into drones now. No, I'm not. No, I'm not cleaning a gun. Hey, Fly Natural, I don't know if you ever saw that video. I put a video. I'd give you a shout out on it last weekend for that Sunday stream. I think it was last weekend or the weekend before. I had left Dennis's stream to go fly, and boy, the sun was beautiful that day. So
that's Roosevelt, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a greetings back to Golden Retro Movies. I haven't met you, sir, once before. Cannot remember your name. I'm subbed onto your channel.
I don't remember either.
It might have been.
Thank you too for your comment. I'm well, thank you.
I think he said his name was Tony.
Okay, yeah, I haven't met him before, and I remember the face. But you know what I'm like with names, guys. I'm terrible, and my apologies.
That makes 2 of us, Ari.
I got to writing them down, Ari.
Smart man.
Ari, it took me almost a month to remember what your name was.
Well, I tell people, unless my name's Ed, I couldn't have less letters in it.
Now, Ari, is that your full name or is that short for something?
No, it's Ari. Yeah, it's From the Hebrew, it means the lion. But a lot of people think I'm Greek and it's short for Aristotle.
Right.
See, I think my name Mark is basically just phonetic sound for a dog with a hair lip.
Hey, Roger, we were just talking about you. You
Good
must
morning, Roger.
Morning, Roger.
Good morning,
Roger.
Roger.
Roger, I actually got up this morning and did a live stream of the sunrise. Yes, I was up in the morning. Famous for missing his live streams. I just can't get up that early.
You made it entertaining too, Jim, when you rang Philly. It was great.
Oh,
I love-
RC. Tiff is in the house.
Hey,
Hi,
Tiffany,
Tim.
how are you?
You know, Ari and Mark, when I was looking at the screen while I'm live streaming, it had the blue arrow and said you're connected and all that. But I'm looking on my little screen like Rodney taught me to see the chat, and I can't see myself. There's no stream going on. So I wonder what it did. I might have done 2 streams. I don't know.
You might have.
I went in and reset the secret squirrel number and then put that back into the new stream and got it working.
There you go, Roger.
Does your secret squirrel number change, Jim?
No, it's not supposed to.
Not unless you ask it to.
Right.
Okay.
And
I've learned to check mine every week because last weekend, unbeknownst to me, I had at some point changed from public to private.
yeah.
And so I spent the whole stream thinking I was streaming
And wondering why you didn't have any guests, right?
yeah,
I've done that.
I couldn't even find myself.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't find myself. Yeah. When I upload 4K videos, I always put them as unlisted because for some reason it takes YouTube longer to upload the audio with the video. Like the video will be up there in 2 minutes, but the audio, you got to wait a half hour before it comes on. And I've had people saying, well, this would be nice if you had some audio with it. So I just took to making them unlisted. And after I go in and can hear the audio, then I'll make it public.
I want to say good morning to Camero Drone. Well, probably afternoon where he's at or evening. He's in Japan.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing about YouTube. It is international. Look,
Yes.
right here we got 3 folks from Australia and 3 folks from America. All we need is,
Yeah, we've got a bunch of UK people and Canadians and
UK and Canadian on the chat.
yeah.
We're worldwide.
we are. And we're coming to you soon.
Coming to a theater near you.
I think that's one of the things I like about doing these live streams. It's such a blast.
Yeah.
And it truly brings the world in closer, no doubt about that.
Certainly does, yeah.
And it's getting so much clearer than the old radio days.
Well, that's actually exactly what I was thinking, Trev. I'm looking at the panel and trying to be gentle about this, with perhaps the exception of Mark. Everybody on this panel is 50s and up now. I know that there's other people. Oh, you, Mark? I didn't realize you were there.
I'll be 51 this year.
But there's a few of us in the drone community. But I'm an advanced class radio amateur and ex-director of the Wireless Institute of Australia. I can remember when we used to think it was pretty cool to be able to talk around the world when the conditions were open. And then for many years, I ran the slow scan TV repeater in Australia. We could send still or slow frame pictures over distance, and that was pretty neat. And I only needed 800 watts of output power to do it. Well, the internet soon killed all of that, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I remember when Citizen Band Radio, which is not anything near what ham radio is, was I
I
thought it
was
was the
into,
greatest thing since sliced bread. Hey,
I
I
was into
tried
5
it from a
different
mile
passes.
away.
Well, I was the first operator in Australia to get a confirmed contact with a US warship at sea, which was the USS Mount Vernon, and I was all of 14 years of age. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, that's a blast from the past. Oh well, like I said, the internet killed that.
Has it really? Because, I mean, I have a friend of mine that's a ham operator, and he still gets out on it.
Yeah, I used to be on lower band in the HF and UHF and CB, whatever's available. VHF.
I still have a 70-foot mast on top of the roof. The reason I keep it up, I keep kidding myself that I may go back to it, but nowadays, under the local ordinance, it would not be allowed. When it went up, it was allowed. And as it's pre-existing, as long as I don't take it down for more than 24 hours for maintenance, I can keep it there. So I do, and the cables are all running in under the floor. One of these days, I keep telling myself, oh, one of these days I'm going to do it again. But who am I kidding? Of course I'm not. The bloody computer.
Well, I'm actually thinking about getting my my basic license for ham operating, not because I'm interested in communicating across the world, because we can do that right now as we speak. No pun intended. Only because apparently the FCC may be coming down hard on the FPV community, because a lot of the channels that we're broadcasting our video on are actually those bands that are covered by ham radio operators and licensed folk, and I haven't seen them go after
Correct.
anybody yet, but it is a possibility. So it'd be nice to be able to say, hey, I've got my license, I can do this. So we'll see.
Most everything in the 2.4 gig band falls under the classification of what's called LIPD, low interference potential devices. And they are class licensed, and they are classed as the secondary users of the band. The most of the 2.4 gig, the primary users are still the hams. They've recently in Australia downgraded us from 1,000 watts to 400 watts PY. I can put out on that band. I would imagine I'd be able to fly beyond line of sight with 400 watts PY.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, most people are flying FPV for freestyle, not for racing. They're flying 5.7. So
yeah, 5.8. We've got amateurs have got a section of 5.8 as well.
Yeah, so I'd just like to have all my bases covered just in case. I mean, that's the only reason why I have the 107. Wasn't because I wasn't going to go commercial. I just wanted to have it in case I needed it, in cases where I could say, I'm qualified.
Rodney, at this point, I'm going to drop out. I'm sweating like crazy here. I'm going to go and lay in. It's winter. I'm going to go and lay in the air conditioning. I may be back on in an hour or so and catch some of the guys, but otherwise I'll catch you when I do. And Mark and Trev and Peter, Jim, thanks very much, and everybody in the chat as well. I'll catch up with you all a little bit later on. Thanks for having me on.
I'm not far behind you, Ari, because movers should be here.
You take care of yourself, Ari. Get back to us.
I'll be
Running
not
away.
getting rid of me this week. All right, good on all.
Take care, Ari. And Rodney, thanks for the invite. It's 10 minutes. The movers should be here, so I better start finishing packing. So,
Yeah.
And I got to wake up the family because they're still sleeping. So
That's one thing I hate about moving is the packing.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for inviting me on. Everybody in chat, take care, and I'll catch up with you guys later.
Have a good one, Mark.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Well,
I've got a pump running, so I have to keep muting my mic. Can you hear it?
Yeah, we can hear it, but it's not as loud as Drone Paul today. Poor Drone Paul. He couldn't win. He had a demister or an aircon or a furnace in his basement, and it was very, very loud. And then he went outdoors to get away from it. And then he had the traffic going roaring past the poor guy. He couldn't win. That was Drone Paul, and there was Val and Roger cringing a little bit. They didn't want to hurt his feelings. I could tell. It was very loud.
So Peter, Nacho Rolling Dennis is asking what kind of camera you have there in the background.
Oh, that one. That's a camera I bought for myself back in 2006 as a retirement present. It's a Canon 1D Mark II-N.
Okay.
Which was a pretty close to the top of the range in the Canon cameras at that time. Yeah. So I've been sort of into photography for on and off for 40 or so years. Yeah.
I remember when I bought my first camera, I was stationed in Japan. This was in 74. I bought my first camera. It was a Canon FTB. Lens reflex. This was, before the digital age.
Yeah.
And it was a good camera, but it wasn't as good as the F1. So,
yeah.
And I ended up selling that.
Yeah, but that's the problem with those super expensive cameras. The technology advances so quickly, and like I paid a heap of money for that, and I'd be lucky to get sort of $400 or $500 for it now if I sold it, because the technology has advanced so much. Yeah, because that was I think that's eight megapixels. That one, your normal cell phones more than that. So
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
it's amazing how camera technology has advanced over the years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
My first decent digital camera, I ended up selling for money to add to upgrade, and I didn't know how emotional I got when I actually sold it, because it brought back memories of everywhere I used it and took photos that I took, and I didn't know I was going to have that sort of emotion. It's crazy.
I've got a question I might ask you guys. Even though I've been hanging around with this drone community for a long time, I've never actually owned or flown a drone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was thinking about buying one of those Talos and sort of flying around the house just for a bit of fun. I was just wondering what your recommendations would be for that sort of drone.
Well, I think a Tele would be a good starter drone.
What I've seen, they're very, very good.
Yeah, I've watched heaps of videos on them, and they seem pretty good.
Mm. Yeah. They seem solid and decent.
Yeah.
The person you might need to ask is the one that uses a lot, I think, is Hugh. I think he flies his a lot in his reviews.
Yeah, I think I've seen a few of his videos.
He has a lot of fun with his.
Yeah. Yeah, I just fly around the house. I think that'll be all I use. Also, yeah.
He flies it anywhere.
Yeah. I might invest in one of those and give it a go.
Yeah.
Might lead to bigger things. Who knows?
I mean by Hugh from Mascard Studios. Sorry, Rodney.
I was just going to say the same thing that you said. You just said it for me. Thank you. Let's work for me. Hey, I don't know if you saw it in the chat earlier, but Roger said that's an awesome looking hoodie you got on.
It is, and it goes really well with my background, doesn't it?
It does. It does, and that's an awesome background too.
It's just one of many, and this is only a steal. I've got that many that's it's like I'm not going to be on acid, and I'll have to put a warning: no drugs were involved in the making of my studio, because it's like acid what May's created, and it's really beautiful. It's great.
That's very yeah.
So I'll have to probably put a warning too for any people that suffer with the lights and stuff.
All right. Yeah. It looks like he's put a lot of work into that. So.
He's invested over 80 hours of live streaming on my studio alone.
Nate is he helps people out and creates these fantastic effects like this, and he's really good at it.
I thought he was only going to spend 4 hours.
Yeah, I've seen him on some of the other guys that he's helped on their live streams while he's been sort of been setting up their systems for them. You know.
He's helped Jim too.
Oh, tremendously.
I'm a little bit embarrassed on how much time he has spent online.
He spent more time with you than he has with us. I think he enjoys like that symbol behind you.
I think
he did a lot of 3D depth on that.
I think what the big thing is too, Jim, is it was able to flex a bit of muscle on going out of it was able to express a little bit more what he can create.
Right.
To show us all where normal drone channels and that you might not want that, you see, where with a art channel which is magical, we could actually go step out of what is usually acceptable on a normal channel. I think I don't know if I explained that right, but it was just able to show a bit of flair.
He's made all this stuff for me.
Yeah, he's done a good job on all our channels. Like our Grumpy's is brilliant as well. The amount of work that he did on his.
And he has a free background up for anybody in the U.S. With the flags, Rodney.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I'll send you the link to that specific download. It's a very nice one. It's he's very patriotic. You know, he's Portuguese, but he seems to love this country, you know, as an immigrant. And
he says it's given him a lot.
God bless him.
Yeah, right.
We need more patriots.
Absolutely.
I'm sure any country feels the same way, but we get a lot of immigrants here that now they colonize. Like in Michigan, you got a lot of Muslims, and they stay in their own neighborhoods. They create neighborhoods.
It's the same here, Jim.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same here. And we've got a lot of people that, no different to Americans, where they want to still treat their right.
Yes. They want Sharia law in London, too, I heard.
Yeah, they use a flag called the Southern Cross, which is a blue one with the 5 stars. And that's their patriotic flag against.
Americans will put up with a lot, but when you take that extra step, we call bullshit and we'll mow you down. We send you out. That's it. We're done. But we'll put up with a lot of crap.
Yeah.
But I heard in London that there were parts you just didn't go into because they're Muslim now and they want to do their own Sharia law in their neighborhoods.
Yeah, we're having the same problem here.
Well, that's not going to happen, my friend. Not here.
See, it's very hard because I don't like to go, how would I put it, political or racial or whatever, because it's not political or racial.
It's not racial, no.
It's not. I agree, and I love everyone, regardless of where you come from. But sometimes they just step over that line.
My friend, you came to my country. You will speak my language, and you assimilate into my way of life, the American way of life. If I go to Australia, I'm going to try and act as an Australian would. If I go to England, I'm going to ask, what's the right way? Things like that. Although some Americans who travel will go to Paris and, places with other languages, and they only know English, and they'll be, what do you want to say? If you don't know English and you're, French, they're like upset. We have a lot of stupid people here too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying.
That's a lesson I learned when I was stationed in Japan. I said for years that Americans were arrogant.
Right.
That we're an arrogant people. We think that people able to speak English all over the world.
Right.
It's not entirely true. And I learned that in Japan And when I was stationed there, and in any country that I visited while I was in the Navy, I tried to learn what their culture was like. That's what it's all about, is learning what their culture is like. Not all Muslims are bad people. Not all North Koreans are bad people. Not all Chinese are bad people. Not all Russians are bad people.
Our governments are our governments, but don't take us as that.
But anyway, I was going home, and I lived off base, so I was going to go catch a train to this little town where my apartment was. And I was walking through the downtown section of Yokosuka, Japan, and there was an American in one of these electronic kiosks, and this was back in the 70s. And he was just ranting and raving and just calling this clerk all kinds of names. And I'm like, I walked.
Did you shut him up?
Yeah, I walked in to see what was going on. And he told me, "Oh, this stupid Japanese, he can't speak English." And I'm like, "Well, speak Japanese."
What country are you in, idiot?
And that's basically what I said. I said, "Can you speak Japanese? Because you're in his country."
Right.
And
we have a lot of low-class idiots here, too, people, is what we're saying.
But, yeah.
And unfortunately, they travel. They're bad representatives.
You're muting yourself.
Who muted?
It's like he's half muting himself.
Who?
Rodney. One minute I can hear him, 1 minute I can't.
Huh.
I hear you, Rodney.
What's happened?
It must be whatever he's got in that Rodney Bell cup.
It must be. I'll just check.
You know how you Aussies like your Fosters.
Oh, must. Yeah. In fact, we don't drink Fosters.
That's changed a lot.
Fosters is only a political government advertising propaganda. The Aussies themselves don't drink a lot of Fosters.
No, you never see it advertised or really available anywhere these days. So
yeah, that's it.
That's just the crap they push on American TV. Shrimp on the Barbie and Fosters.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say welcome to Back from the Sky. He just joined the chat.
Carlos, morning.
Hello, Carlos.
Or Conrad, as Spike calls him, I think.
Yeah. Oh, isn't that funny when he calls him Conrad?
Yeah.
How does Carlos feel about it?
So I remember the Foster's commercials here. It's like Foster's.
Yeah.
Well, how'd it go now? I forgot.
Lager, yeah.
Oh, Foster's, the Australian word for beer.
Yeah, I think the UK's actually embraced Foster's more than the Australians have.
Yeah,
if
right.
any embracement.
Yep. Yeah, there's so many different beers available over here now. They've got all those sort of niche breweries and the little micro breweries popping up all over the place, and
not only that,
thousands of brands of beer around now. So
when I was younger and when I used to drink, South Australian beer was basically South Australian or ale, I should say, and now that's getting a popularity, which is a pale ale, and that's getting popularity right around Australia and overseas.
Cooper's.
Cooper's pale ale, yes, it's very good.
Yeah,
it's very tasty, without being bitter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, that's why I like Budweiser. It's a ale, and it has no bite to it at all. And I could never get into those heavier beers like Guinness. That's like eating dinner to me.
They're thick.
It sits so heavy.
Yeah.
Like if you drink Guinness, do you just have one pint?
No, I drank
Guinness.
All right.
How you going, Carlos?
What's up, guys?
Carlos is in the Bronx.
No, I'm in Queens.
Queens. I thought you said you were flying in the Bronx the other day.
No. I am just. Do you know where St. John's University is? Do you remember by the Grand Central?
Yeah.
I'm just a mile west of that.
Nice.
Very close. Queens, New York. I'm 14 miles from Manhattan. I'm in mid Queens, basically. Do you remember the Queens Boulevard courthouses, Jay?
That's Route 25. That ran through
No.
my
The
town.
courthouses in Queens by Queens Boulevard, Union Turnpike. I don't know if you remember that.
We called it Route 25.
Route 25 is Jamaica Avenue,
You're right.
Jericho Turnpike, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm where it's Jamaica. Route 25 is, well, Long Islanders call it 25 once you're in Nassau, Suffolk County.
Right.
Look, check it out. I'm going to show you the park all to myself.
Wow.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
And look, I have an audience.
Carlos, talk so it locks on your screen.
Oh.
Or
All
Rodney
right.
could walk it on the screen.
Park, beautiful park, beautiful park.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah. There you go. You did
It's
it.
amazing that sometimes on Sundays people come to play softball and stuff. But so far,
It looks like a beautiful day there.
Mm.
it is. So far, so good. 76, but the humidity's going up and it's going to go up to 90, and that's why I'm getting my flying in today, early rather.
Absolutely. I had 82% humidity this morning, but I got so lucky I got the sunrise in.
Oh yeah, you had a fantastic sunrise.
Yeah.
Now, last week, Carlos, it was
Yes.
all humidity.
Oh, yeah.
Coming
Ed
right
every
from the
now and then tells me how hot it is.
It was like a thick cloud.
Yeah, I don't like it. My son lives in Orlando. I don't know how you guys do it.
It's
I'm
murder. It was 106 this week.
I believe it. It's crazy.
Now,
Totally
when
crazy.
I say 106, the temperature would only be 90, but with the
Right.
humidity at 90%, it's 106.
Yeah, they're expecting 90 and then maybe 95, 98 real feel.
Yeah.
And there's not much of a breeze going on, which is all good. So look, one day I was here. I don't know if you can see behind me. And there was this lady doing some samurai sword tai chi, and I have my goggles on. I'm like, should I trust her? I don't know. Needless to say, I survived. I'm here. This is what I'm going to fly for now. I don't know if you guys can see that, my little tiny hawk. I'm playing with that. And then I have another drone in the bag.
That's what Mitch, old guy in a drone, has, right? The tiny drone
Yeah,
that
yeah.
whooped there?
But he's more sophisticated than I am, in so much as he builds his 5-inch and he flies all that stuff. I'm lucky if I can solder, a pad this big.
Yeah, I know. But this is what he started out with just a
Right.
few weeks ago, yeah.
Right. So I'm doing it 3 months flying acro, and it's a whole lot of fun. And with the goggles, which goggles? I'll show you my goggles for people who need glasses.
Yep.
You can stick your face in there comfortably. And I don't even, how people, they complain about light leakage? I
Yeah.
don't even bother. It's still bright enough. So it's working.
And it doesn't bother you with glasses on?
Sorry, say again?
It doesn't bother you with glasses on?
No, I need glasses. Otherwise, I'm blind. I
I
can't
know. Same here.
see. No glasses, no fly. It's terrible. And and I can use the reading glasses because the image is somewhat close, but it doesn't blind you with the bright light. Hey, Rodney Bell.
Yes, sir.
You would make a clause. I'm checking out that beard, man. That is awesome.
What,
That's
the beard?
full. You look like a step away from Amish.
I'm sorry, he's giving that
Training over there.
Well, I keep telling my wife I'm going to shave it off, and it is time for me to get a haircut. Obviously, my hair's sticking out.
You're lucky. You get haircuts. I get hairs cut now. I got like bald spots up there. So.
Well, hey, don't feel alone. Looky there.
Yep. So I have a built-in yarmulke. I tell my Jewish friends.
I'm going to get to the point where I shave my head. I've got a few friends who have already done it.
My son, my youngest, ended up with a condition. I don't know if you heard of it, alopecia universalis. He lost all his hair.
Yeah.
He has no hair, and he's
was-
doing what he got to do. That's why we also homeschooled him, Jay. I know you homeschool your daughter. You said.
I homeschool my granddaughter.
Oh, your granddaughter. Either way, yeah, but still, we homeschooled him as a result of that, and it ended up working out well. Up until 8th grade, then we put him in regular high school. He did well. Now he's done a few years of college, trying to figure out what he wants to do. Where's the camera? All right.
Yeah, that now comes the hard part. What do I want to do in life?
Right. Which is not, I mean, at 17, 18, even 21. He's 21 and not quite sure. I told him check a trade out if you don't want to work in some kind of a professional field. There's electrical, plumbing, HVAC.
And they pay good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
they
you're
pay
working
good.
and you get to a union,
There's not enough of them.
That's right. That's
I
right.
just heard that on the news in New York. Shortage of electricians.
There is a shortage around the country of labor jobs.
I did fire sprinklers for 10 years. I will say this, the construction business is cutthroat because if you do well, people get a little envious and they're trying to always knock you down
Yeah.
or take you down. But I survived for 10 good years and now I Conrad cleans fish tanks. I've been doing that for 28 years.
I love when he calls you Conrad. It's just
Yeah, I
funny
know.
as hell.
That seems like a fishy occupation to me.
It is. You know what? I work alone for the most part, and most of my clients are they have money.
Oh, yeah.
You know Mary J. Blige, the singer? I've been
Yeah.
in her house 2 or 3 times, and she's not as pretty as she looks like on TV. When she first came down, I thought she was the Help because she had like she just looked terrible. And then there's the show Shark Tank. You know Shark Tank, where they try to get money. Well, the black guy, Damon Johns, I did his tank. He used to have like a 500 or 600 gallon fish tank. But that guy is. I get paid when I finish my work, and then his wife gave me issues because why is it that you're always talking about money and because I want to get paid at the end of the job. But this guy would short me $5, $10, $6, whatever.
Every time.
It's amazing. People with money, how tight they are. I guess that's why they have it.
That's right.
That's
Right?
what
I
Warren
worked
Buffett
with
said. He doesn't make
worked
money
with
by
you.
spending it.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, you can't take it with you when you die. I don't know.
I know.
If I had Warren Buffett money, there'd be a lot of people going to school on me. Things like that. You know, you put it to use. What good is having this money accrued and it's just sitting there?
And you look at the companies like he's in Berkshire Hathaway, and who do they own? They own Geico. What's that? An insurance company. What does that do? Take money from people and never give the money back.
You know what drives me nuts? My rates keep going up, and I tell the lady, "What's going on?" Oh, because of people crashing, texting and crashing. I say, why don't you, when they have your board meetings or whatever, tell this Warren Buffett to do maybe 10 less commercials, and that'll. You know how many Geico commercials there are out there? And my theory, I don't know, I couldn't prove it, is he probably owns the advertisement company that's doing the commercials for Geico. I don't know. It's disgusting. He also owns Duracell batteries. I try to invest in batteries, and he's the owner.
At July 1st, my wife just told me our law starts here of no texting and driving. I thought we had that already.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing, but I don't know. Greed, man. Just some people just don't have enough money.
It is. They will fight you tooth and nail not to pay you in an accident.
Right. Well, my wife totaled a car for Thanksgiving, and we got paid and all that, but they're going to, they raised the rates a little bit also because I put my 21-year-old under my insurance policy. Make sure he's covered. So,
yeah, that'll do it.
And in New York, it's just ridiculous. Long Island, you had cheaper rates, Nassau and Suffolk, but I paid for a 2014 Subaru full coverage, $1,600 every 6 months.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of money for just full coverage insurance.
That's what I pay for the whole year for 2 cars down here, Carlos.
There goes to show you, it's expensive.
Yeah,
and then,
funny.
You remember the Verrazano Bridge, Jay?
That's the funny thing about insurance rates.
Didn't they tear the Verrazano down and make another one?
No, it's up. But I was going to say it's now $19 to cross that bridge. It's the most expensive in the States.
Carlos, which bridge is that?
It's called the Verrazano Bridge. It's in between. It separates Brooklyn from Staten Island.
Okay.
What's the GW cost now? The George Washington,
Probably like 15.
and that's one way. If you're going to Jersey,
that's
it don't
what they
cost
do.
you coming back.
They people go through from Bronx, George Washington, and then they swing around and take the Verrazano back because I think it's free on the way back. Well, not free, but they don't charge you. They don't charge you both ways. They only charge you one way.
Right.
But still, I mean, and then the Midtown Tunnel is $750. The Throgs Neck Bridge, the Whitestone Bridge, you can't leave here without paying.
The Midtown Tunnel is $750.
One way.
It didn't used to cost anything when I was there. I left in '93.
No. Now they have cars, so they have to charge. I'm just
And I got to tell you, it's the most confusing way. It's the most confusing way to get to Manhattan because you come in at 34th Street, but when you leave in Manhattan, you leave at 36th Street, and nobody tells you that.
Yeah, no, they changed it now. Now it's just off. I was in Manhattan now, lower by Wall Street area this morning, cleaning a fish tank for the rich and not so famous.
And Carlos,
But,
I tell you, everybody thinks the island of Manhattan is New York City.
No,
it is not.
Definitely a part of it. It's actually just a borough. There's 5 boroughs. There's the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and Manhattan.
All right.
And then they have Suffolk and Nassau and Suffolk County, which is still part of
and
New York.
Brooklyn, Queens, Suffolk, and Nassau are all on Long Island.
Right. That's correct. And you know what's crazy? If there was some kind of like havoc, we're stuck on an island. We got to take a boat out of here.
Yep.
I can't get out. I'm sorry.
The Long Island Expressway is the world's longest parkway.
It's the big lie. The LIE. It's the big lie, we call it.
Yeah.
They now have a high occupancy lane, but still not many people use it. People have gotten pulled over because they bring mannequins and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuffed whatever to make it look like they have 2 people.
I kid you not, Carlos. I used to have a full-size Wile E. Coyote that I used to put in the passenger seat. Yeah, Rodney, go ahead. Sorry, Rodney.
When I was stationed out in California, people were caught doing that, putting mannequins in the in their passenger seats, and even in the rear seats. They'd have like a car full of people, or what looked like a car full of people, and it all mannequins except for the driver. And and this was in the San Francisco area.
You need a sophisticated mannequin like what's his name's Monkey, Old Man in a Drone's Monkey. So it does
an animated human being, animated dummy.
Yeah, his monkey's name's Spike.
I love that monkey. I want one, but he won't tell me where he gets.
Thanks, the monkey.
Well, hey guys, it's been a couple of hours. It's time to end the stream, and I appreciate y'all coming in. I really do. Peter, thank you. First time.
It's been great.
Conrad is signing off, guys. I'm gonna go fly before it gets hot.
Have a good one, Carlos. Thank you for joining the panel.
All right, guys. Catch up.
Racing it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, Peter, Manic, Trevor, Jim, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Chet.
Be sure to come back next Saturday.
Yep.
Hopefully I'll be here. Good Lord willing, and the river don't rise.
Right. Coffee with Rodney.
Yep.
So, to everybody out in the chat, thanks for joining the chat. Loved having you here. Hope you enjoyed it. I like visiting with people, and this is one of the best ways to do it. So, I hope you all come back. Hope you all have a great weekend.
Yep.
We will do.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right. Everybody have a great weekend.
Thanks, Peter.
Jim Crennan. Jim Crennan just joined the chat.
So,
before you guys go, let's hang on a few minutes because Jim Crennan's here, and he has been trying to catch one of my live streams forever.
He's out in Arizona.
Yes. So, Jim Crennan, good morning, my friend.
How's
Actually,
it out in Arizona, Jimbo? I don't have his.
I think I have his email. Jim, I'm going to send you a link.
Yeah, see if you can jump on.
Yeah.
Be good talking to you. Chris has got to run. All right, Chris, have a good day, man.
Have a good one, Chris.
See you, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
Love my drones. Who was that again?
That's Ed.
Ed. Sorry.
Okay.
Old man.
There is a few of us.
He says it's sunny and hot already.
Buddy.
I liked Arizona. That's Central Time. It doesn't change. They don't change time over there.
That's actually Mountain Time.
But they don't. They keep the same time all year round.
Yeah. That confused me when I was coming back cross country when I got laid off from my job out in California, and I was coming back out here to Virginia to Lockheed Martin, and I stopped in Arizona for the night, and it confused me because I knew I'd crossed over into Mountain Time, and they had the same time as California did, and I'm like, how is that possible? And then the lady at the hotel I was staying at said, well, we don't change our time. We stay to standard time all year round.
Yeah, I was stationed out at Yuma, Arizona for a couple of years. Boy, it'll get hot.
Okay, well, Jim, sorry you can't come in. I'm glad you caught the stream though. Jim said they're getting ready to head out the town to go visit the grandkids. So
no, you got to respect that.
Yep. Definitely got to respect that. So
family first.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yep.
All right. Well.
Yep. I'll catch you later, Rodney. Catch you later, Peter. Catch you later, Jim.
Okay, Trevor. Have a good one, brother.
I will, buddy.
Guys. Great to be a part of the panel. Thank you very much.
Good seeing you again, Pete.
Peter, hope to see you on the panel next week too.
Okay. Well, I'll join you if you'll have me back again. I'll happily join in.
All righty.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye, gentlemen.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, Jim Crennan. I'll be looking forward to that. I'm going to hold you to it. Next Saturday, you'll come in. Got you, brother. Everybody in the chat, you all have a good day. I'm out of here. As soon as I can find the stop broadcast button. Have a good weekend, everybody.